Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world away, and we've now got part 4 of the Fanhome release of Build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. I'm absolutely loving this build at the moment, and we've done packs or parts 1, 2 and 3, which are over here at the moment. I will show you those in a second. If you want to get this for yourself, it's still available on the Fanhome website, and I'll put the link down here for that. And at the time of doing this video, there's also a promotion code which you can put in on checkout. So you'll be able to join me while we build this together. But let me show you what we've done in packs 1, 2 and 3. So in the last pack, if you remember, we've done the front headlights, this brilliant grille here, and the indicator lights at the bottom looking just like that. I do love the designs of this. We've also done a wheel, which looks just like that. We've also done the all metal steering wheel with the cap, looking just like that. And then the big thing that we did in part 1 was the bonnet and the supercharger on top there. So that's everything we're up to at the moment, but in this issue we're going to be doing the suspension. This does look fiddly. Let me show you the instructions. First off, look, that's everything we've got in the box. Look at how many pieces in here. So yeah, there's certainly a lot to do there, but I'll put that to one side. We'll bring over the magazine. Once again, I'm just going to show you through the magazine, a little bit about Dominic Toretto there and the Fast and Furious franchise. Some more cars there. Look at the Dodge brand. And then we've got, so I started reading then, and then we've got all the inventory of what we've got. And as I said, there's lots of pieces in this one. We're going to be working on the front wheel there. And basically we're going to be putting the calipers together and then attaching the suspension strut and the brackets for that. So at the end, we're going to be able to attach this. So we'll have a wheel with a suspension assembly attached to the back of it. This looks fiddly. It does look like we're going to have a spring that we don't do anything with. So we're going to have to keep that spring safe for another time. Now in this magazine, I'm just having a look through. It doesn't actually say what's coming in issue 5. So I can't help you with that. You're going to be as surprised as I am when we get that through. But this is going to be fiddly, I know it is. I have got my screwdriver, and I do believe we're going to need some oil for this one, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get cracking. So to start off with, we need the first part of the brake disc. This is what the brake disc looks like. This is the shield for it, and as you can see, we do have some lugs on here. They're just going to go into the holes that we can see on this side here and here, and all we're going to do is line them up like this. So this is going through there on that, and we're just going to push this in the hole to put these bits together. That's the first one, that's the second one, and we just push them together. Look at the caliper. I do like how, if you look at the inside there, you've got that detail in the middle. That is brilliant detail there. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the wheel hub in. Now as you can see, we've got 2 screw holes here, and there's a little lug just at the top there that's going to match the hole that we've got in here. So we'll get that lined up just like this, all lined up. We're going to screw that in with some CM screws. Now once again, as I said, because it ends in an M, it means it's going into metal. So I do like to just use a drop of oil here, which is just normal 3-in-1 oil, just to help drive these screws in. You don't have to do this, but you will find your model building is a lot easier if you do. Because you're not fighting with painting the threads and all that sort of thing. So it's a little bit more oil here. We'll put one in the other side here as well. And screw that home nice and tight. What we can do is put that to one side now, because we're going to start working on the suspension. And the first thing we want to do is we want to put the back of the caliper here, which has got an L on it, so we know we're working on the left side here, and the axle, which looks just like that. Now that's going to slip. Once again, you have got some lining up holes there. It's going to slip through this side. It's going to follow the shape of the back of that caliper there. So it's going to sit like that. Turn it over. We've got some screw holes to put in here. Now there's 2 screws to put in, and these are CM screws as well. Now they're going to be going into the top screw holes only. So once again, we are going into metal. A little bit of oil. Put the first one in. Now I've only put it in enough just to hold it so that I can line up the second one, no problems at all. And then we'll put them both nice and tight. Now we take over the assembly that we did at the start with the brake disc on there, and we're going to be inserting the spindle just through there like that. And as you can see, we've got 2 holes here which are going to hold the brake caliper. And check out this brake caliper. This is all metal, quite heavy. It's brilliant, this is. And it's just going to fit over the top of the brake disc, and we're going to be screwing it in just there with some CM screws again. That, I mean, just now, just by adding that, has added so much weight. I do love how pretty much when we put the other one on, these tyres, it's just the quality of the whole build at the moment. I'm telling you, I'm very impressed with how this is. But let's line that up and get the first screw in. I haven't put it in all the way, just again, once I just line up the other side there. Here's the second one. And then we'll screw that again as tight as we can on both sides. And there we go. That is pretty much the finished brake. Check that out. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now continuing working on the suspension, we've got the upper spring mount here. And we have got one of the shock absorber cylinders. This is just going to go underneath this section through here like this. And we're going to secure it just from the top there with an EM screw. I've got them here. The EM screws are flanged screws. So if I get one, I'm going to show you what that looks like. Looks just like that. Once again, just drop a little bit of oil in there and I'm going to get that screwed in here. Screwing it quite slow, but firm, so I don't round the head till I've got it as tight as I want it, just like that. And now that bracket's in. It is able to move, as you can see. And now we want to take the upper control arm, looking like that. This is going to go into the 2 points, this side and that side of this mount. So that's going to go in just like that. And once again, this is going to be held in with FM screws. So I've got them here. They're going to go one each side. And again, ending in M. Sound like a scratch record now, don't I? Make sure it's this way up, by the way. You want it this way up with the indent facing upwards. We'll put this in like this. And we'll get one of the FM screws through this side. One in the other side. Don't mind telling you, this bit is quite fiddly. Just trying to line everything up to make sure that that screw goes all the way in. I'm only putting it halfway to hold one side in. Then I'm going to match that with the other side here and screw these then, once I know they're in, completely home. So that's the first side. Finish my tightening the second one. Just like that. There we go. That's in place like that. Still able to move, as you can see there. Now we want to take the suspension arm, looking like that. Once again, all the bits you're seeing here are metal, which is crazy. The little details we're putting on, like the travel limiter here, is plastic, but the actual main details are metal. So you can see how sturdy this suspension is going to be. So this is the travel limiter here, and that's just going to go into the top of the hole that you can see there. And this is just a push into the groove there. So I'm using my screwdriver to help me here, just to push that fully home like that. Then here we've got the shock absorber piston with the eye hole at the top, and that's just going to fit into the groove that you can see just there. So that's going to go in here like that. Push it through. Then there's 2 holes here. It's actually going to be in the hole nearest to the center of that suspension arm there, and we're going to hold that into place with an FM screw. And the screw is going to be going into it from this way, which is the opposite direction to that tab that's coming out there. So I'll put this one in first. And we'll drive that all the way home. Just like that. There we go. And that's the piston in place. Then we need the Kingpin, which looks just like that. Not the Marvel villain. Just the little eye hole looking like that. That's going into the other hole that we didn't put the suspension arm in here. It's going to be facing downwards, so it's going to go in just like that, and we're going to secure this in with an FM screw as well, and we're putting that screw in the same direction that we did for the piston. So that's going to go in here. I have put that in oil again. Now that one was a lot harder to put in, so you definitely want to put some oil just on that thread there. Now the little Kingpin we put in there needs to go into the knuckle arm. This is what the knuckle arm looks like here, and this is just going to quite simply fit into the circle that you can see at the back there. So this is going to fit on just like that there. It's going to be secured in the other side with an EM screw. Remember, the EM's ones were the flanged ones. Looking just like that. So I'll drop this in some oil and we'll get this one in place. Now, just so you know, I've screwed these in tight enough so they do have resistance, but they are able to move. Obviously, we don't want the suspension to be too loose, otherwise your wheels are going to be flopping around all over the place. But that is quite secure there and there. Now we're going to want to attach the brake parts here to the knuckle that we put on this side. And quite simply, as you see, we've got 2 holes at the bottom there. This is just going to match up with the 2 holes that we've got here that we never put any screws in. Just like that. And it's going to be held in with CM screws. So I'll just drop that in a little bit of oil, line that up again, and I'll get the screw in this side first. So there's the first one, and I'll put another one just in the other side here. And when that's on, that should look just like that. It should still be able to turn, as you can see, like that. And now we're going to be connecting that to the suspension arm and cylinder that we had in here. So that's just going to slot up through there, as you can see there, just like this. Push that all the way down. Just try to line everything up here. And then we've got the upper ball joint here, which is going to go through this slot at the top here to connect the top of the control arm there, like this. And then we're going to be driving a screw through here, which is a GM screw. Quite long and thin, these ones. So I've got one of them out. Let's put some oil on this. And we're going to be screwing it in from this side here. So once again, I'll just get this all lined up. Put that all the way in. Make sure that's quite tight, because you're holding the whole assembly together here. And there we go. That is the suspension arm done. So as you can see, it can still go up this side here, just like that. You've got movement in it, but it's tight enough that it can hold itself in place, as you can see, just like that. But that is really detailed, isn't it? Check that out. Brilliant. All we've got to do now is add the wheel. So if you remember on the wheel, I only put the hubcap on gently here, and there's a washer in there as well. What we want to do is just mount the wheel from this side here, and the easiest way to do this is put the wheel on the spindle there and just keep turning it until you can feel it fall flat in place there, and it should bite the brake disc, so you can feel some tension on it. And all we're going to do then is put the washer just on this side here, and then secure this all in place with an IM screw. Now all of the screws in this pack were metal screws, so you should have, if you are using the oil technique, use oil for all of these. But that's that on, making sure we're still in place with the wheel, which we are, and make this really tight. Now you want it tight because you don't want any wheel wobble, so I'm going to keep tightening this up as much as I can, just like that. As you can see, there's no wobble in that wheel, but it is still able to turn there. So to finish that off, all we're going to do is put the hubcap back on now, just like this. Put the lugs in the hole, and then we can push that into place. That's the hub on. So that's what that looks like on that side, and there's all the suspension in on that side there. That was an absolutely brilliant way to end this pack. I really enjoyed that, and that is quite impactful. You saw how well the parts went together there, and I do like how this whole assembly is in metal here, but that is brilliant. So there you go, that's all there is to do in this issue. That's all there is to do in that pack. So hopefully soon I'll be getting issues 5, 6, 7 and 8, so we can continue along with the Dodge Charger here from the Fast and Furious franchise. If you want to get up to this stage, you want to order this yourself, once again, I'll put the link down the bottom there, and just in this corner here, I've put a promotion code which is working at the time. You can type that in at checkout and you can get some discounts off the next few issues when they came in. So I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.